A 24-year-old is young, full of energy, and generally far more beautiful than an older woman. My opinion.
Nobody asked for your opinion. Whee!
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Promise swearsies. It's just a fact. Go ahead, look it up if you want. Today we're back in r/Tinder, doing some chemistry, I think. I mean, hopefully. Sometimes, maybe. Usually it's pretty pathetic, but I tend to get a laugh out of it. So, good. We'll hop into this thing and see if we can make it do what it do. And also, hey, thanks so much for being here today. This OP says, don't work for free, y'all, which good advice for life, that's true. She says, so, you're a mechanic. Can you look at Subarus? And OP says, I can, but it'll cost ya. And she says, I have a Jimmy John's gift card. Take it or leave it. Yeah, no.
How about no?
OP says, counter offer. 1 museum date. Would give me a chance to, actually look at it, too. And she says, okay, 1 museum date. Yeah, just to get my car fixed. I'm sure that's going a good way. But who knows, OP? You might be surprised. You're knocking on doors, and that's what's important. We'll keep it moving. Oh, this guy looks like a treasure. OP says, dude really used the first impression for this. What's that, a Pokemon move? Does there have to be like 15 different fucking currencies in every app? Can we not? But yeah, it's from Tinder. He used the first impression to say, not liking someone based on their political affiliations. Wild. You must be a lesbian and not even realize it. 46-year-old man, got that camo bandana, nice neckbeard going on. Oh, what a treasure. Just look at him. There is no chin. The chin is only denoted by the beard. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Let's keep it moving. This OP says, matched with a guy in a wheelchair. Was this a stupid opener? She said, if we dated, could you reinforce your wheelchair so I could ride on the back of it?
This is my wheelchair! There are many like it, but this one is mine! Without me, my wheelchair is useless!
It's kind of a stupid question. But you're trying to gauge the vibe, Do you take yourself too seriously? Are you feeling bad about the accident still? Because I'm not ready to deal with that baggage. I'd respond to her and say, look, my legs are too small and frail and weak to counterbalance the weight of you standing on the back. You can sit on my dead legs if you want. That's fine. I'm not going to go any further. Continuing on. This OP says, I've been waiting patiently for years to use this pickup line, and that's the response that I get. He says, I'm hoping we could build something strong before the Vatican finds a replacement, so we could say that we found love in a popeless place. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. And then they respond and just say, hello. I said we found love in a popeless place. Just keep repeating it. Force them to respond, please.
I need an answer ASAP. Give me an answer.
This OP says, I sold, chat. This picture of some lady, and he says, you gotta be mixed, right? And she says, you'd be correct. Can you guess with what? And OP says, I'm gonna go with half beautiful and half gorgeous. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, do I get a prize? Oh, never mind. I found one already. Her name is you. Yeah, it's getting a little cheesy. It fell off right there. You get 1, Everybody gets 1. It's not my fault you used it up immediately. No more free passes. Next post. This OP says, I'm both aroused and afraid. Don't be aroused. It's not going to go well. Lady on the bed drinking wine, got some arm tattoos. She says, the biggest risk I've taken is unlubricated butt things. I bet you can't make me, smiley face. I recently discovered that unlubricated butt things is actually pretty great. Dating me will look like, it's just her on a bed with some tube socks doing jack shit with her life. That's fine. I'm gonna say OnlyFans model immediately. If you swipe on this, you deserve what you get. Does unlubricated sound fun to you at all? It sounds like a nightmare. I don't know why you're doing this. I guess to create some intrigue. But generally, yeah, you don't need a lot of intrigue. You're a woman. Men are intrigued, generally. Anyway, next post. Is he wrong? He says, you're a leftist with big boobs and a curvy butt, you say, but I'm a conservative with a fat dog, and I'm sure we could find a realistic balance. Yes, let's birth a centrist. Hello? Am I wrong? Hey, screw you, I hope you get the worst boob sweats during the summer. Damn. That is an ancient gypsy curse if I've ever heard one. I don't know where he learned that old magic. Anyway, continuing on. This OP says, genuinely bewildered. Well, as long as you're not literally shaking, I think we're okay. She comes in here and opens up with, I'm 5'7", and OP says, I'm 6'4", and she says, okay. And he says, I'm confused about what you told me about your height. I don't know. Night. And OP says, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. She's trying her best, man. It's almost some semblance of a conversation here. Almost. You're like, oh, boo-hoo, it has to have a coherent line of thought and narrative. You're thinking on only 4 dimensions. You need to get yourself leveled up. Anyway, next post. This OP says, I literally don't give a fuck on my bio, and now the likes are pouring in. Yeah, I mean, the level of effort these days is basically just, like, not written by ChatGPT. About me, I have no idea what women want, and at this point I'm afraid to ask. I'm a chill guy who's perfectly content, living the single life, growing my career, working on my cars and house, and seeing my 8-year-old daughter every chance I get. Let's be honest, you either like what you see or you don't, so choose a direction to swipe, and we can chat to see if the vibe is right. Sunglasses emoji. Well, yeah, I mean, I could pick this apart and tell you why it works, but I'll just say there is such a thing as over-engineering things, alright? I do it all the time! Let's ask Gubbins what he thinks.
This bio work because warrior drop shield. No pretense, no court jester routine. Final line, it challenge. Make mate choose path. Warrior move. Gubbins approves.
Yeah. How can you boil it down any more than that? Good job, little friend. Alright, we'll move to the next post. OP says, why are girls so dry? Because you don't make them wet. What kind of question's that? I think they're only dry around you, bro.
Make his dick hard, not his life. So he will make your pussy wet, not your eyes.
Anyway, he says, hey there. And she says, hey. And OP says, how long have you been going to the gym? It's not a great first question. Can I comment on your body? Is essentially what you're saying there. She just says eternity. Yeah, I've been in this gym forever. Help!
Boy, I'm feeling this. Oh, ooh, my head's gonna be sore in the morning. Oh!
Oh, he says, wow, that's a long time. You're the first immortal person I've met. And she does a laughing with tears, and then OP says, well, you look good, so it makes sense. And she says, haha, thank you. You presented nothing. You've offered nothing. A compliment? She's got 1 million of those. What the fuck? You think that's the angle? It's not, friend. I can't spell it out for you. Everybody's got their own path, their own hand of cards to play, but let me tell you, this is not the fucking one. Weird, gross, ew. Next post. This OP says, there's no future, no hope, and absolutely no butt stuff tonight. A boundary of mine is no butt stuff on the first date. Yeah, you gotta leave something to the imagination. How else is she supposed to get the second date? I'm pretty sure this is just another OF trolling account, much like the Unlubricated from earlier, so we're just gonna move on. I thought this was a promoted post, but no. OP says he includes a screenshot of his credit score in his bio. Should I match and start sending him credit card offers? You qualify for up to $1,000 no down payment. Annual APR of, I don't know, 22% or some crazy shit. But $785 at TransUnion and $778 with Equifax. My goodness. He signed up for the daily score checks. Do you want a chance of winning $20,000? Dude, I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. 37 years old, 5'8", unemployed lifter. But yeah, hey, that credit score is really something, and then you're a broken individual. I'm not sure I'm capable of fixing all that, so I'm just gonna leave. OP says, am I wrong if I just don't say anything? Let me remind you, nobody deserves your time and attention, but let's see what the situation is. OP says, first thing that I gotta know, and this is important, if you could pick only one to watch for the rest of your life, which would you pick? Disney, Cartoon Network, or Nickelodeon? Didn't we briefly discuss this in the Neckbeard saga? We all know what the wrong answer is. The other two are just, yeah, okay, they're kind of tied. She says one of the tied answers and says Nickelodeon, and OP says, okay, that's valid. Let me hear your top 5, and then I'll tell you mine. And she says, I truly don't care, Lamau. Yeah, you were really hoping for that human connection. I would encourage you not to respond ever. Fine, bitch, you don't care, I don't care. I said it was an important question. You could also respond to remind her that it's important. Demand the answer. But I don't know, seems like you guys already got a weird dynamic going on, so I'm just gonna say it's probably not gonna work. Don't waste your time. Moving on. Here's the opposite of a pickup line. He says, Lamau, where you from? And she says, heaven, obviously. Eye roll emoji. And he says, no wonder you look like that. Did you land on your face?
Would you like some aloe vera? You just got burned.
Nothing I can add to that. 2 thumbs up. Next post. This OP says, I can't believe this worked, quite frankly. The way to win me over is having a weird sense of humor. Glorp, when he hits that meeple, be like, Maui head emoji. And she says, perfect, you won me over. I mean, it's really nonsensical. I guess nonsensical is weird. Different strokes for different folks. The more I read it, the more I think that it's better and better. Like, you could interpret this 1,000 different ways. It's actually sort of ingenious because it's nonsensical. But whatever. Good job, OP. Keep being fucking weird. It's all we have left. Next post. This OP says, we've been dating for a month. He responded to a picture of her holding a phone, and he said, your breasts make your phone look like an iPod Nano. And she says, lol, wow. Yeah, good luck with it, I guess. 1 month, like anybody gives a shit. Like, even at a completely surface level, I could tell that this is like a self-serving post. My entire personality is Big Booba. Well, how interesting for you. Get the fuck out of here. OP says, I knew I should have just ignored her. She says, hi, you. I'm loving your tattoos. How's your weekend been, X? And OP says, hi, you. Sorry, I just noticed you have kids. As I stated in my bio, I'm not willing to date someone with kids at the moment. Nothing personal. Wish you all the best. And she says, what old pathetic little boy you are. Good luck finding a woman with no kids at your age. Narcissists be like, you can't stand not being the center of attention and coming second to a child. Blocked. A child that isn't mine? you might be surprised. People are allowed to want what they want. Don't make your bad decisions my bad decisions, alright? Speaking in only the broadest of terms, of course. Narcissists be like, you have to raise my mistake because I exist. Fuck out of here with that.
She launch war 'cause men no adopt her spawn. Tribe no force to raise stranger cub. Draw line in sand, do not waver. Gubbins.
Doesn't look like he is. He brought it to Reddit for all of us to laugh at it, which is beautiful to me, honestly. Anyway, next post. This OP says, this made me laugh a little. Poor dude. My biggest date fail. Helped a girl at a concert up to crowd surf. Then her friends told me that she wasn't trying to crowd surf. She just wanted to talk to me. Hey, can I talk to you? No, get out of here. Take her away. Oops. Does that one keep you up at night? It's fine. How often does it work out with a girl at a concert? Let me ask you that. But I don't know. It's also kind of a numbers game. Whatever. Continuing on. This OP says, I'm shocked this worked. We get a lot of, I'm shocked this works. It's like a spirally hypnosis thing. He says, you want me. You want me. You want me. And she says, no hypnotization needed. I do want you. Yeah. because I programmed your brain to believe that. Just really fuck with her sense of self. She's like, I don't know if I actually want to. Is it because of the hypnosis gift? I don't believe it works, but maybe. Anyway, next post. I did it, boys. I came up with a new strat. No BS, just all in. Yeah, see how that works out. He says, hi, and she says, hi. And he's going to say, I'm not going to lie. I just suck at texting, and I hate getting ghosted for it. So if you'd rather hang out and get to know each other in person, I'm down. And we can find some common ground and something we both enjoy. Upside down smiley face. Yeah, why the fuck would I want to do that in person? But I guess she built different because she's down, seems. She says, sounds good to me. Where'd you like to hang out?
Of all of the things in the world that have never happened, that has never happened the most.
That's a 1 in a million shot that worked, you know? She had her mind made up already. She knew what this was gonna be. I'm not gonna believe that it's the honest and open line. That's bullshit. That's just something that you tell yourself so you don't feel shallow after it happens. Anyway, next post. This OP says, can you tell if this is ironic cringe or is it just cringe? Me during Fashion Week. He's got a hat that says get smoked and sunglasses and a Mega Milk t-shirt, and he's holding a PlayStation Bubsy game. Bubsy 3D. And honestly, Chief, I'm gonna say this with all the love in the world. What the fuck are you doing out here? There's no such thing as ironic cringe, okay? It's just cringe. And you can know that you're cringe, accept that about yourself, and continue on anyway. But know that this whole thing, the central tenet of my personality is memes. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out long term. That's all I'm saying. Is the wave painting behind you ironic? Is the dirty mirror ironic? You are the cringe that you fear. At a certain point, you either lean in and learn to embrace it, or you let it destroy you completely. I can't see your eyes behind those sunglasses, but I know there's pain behind those eyes. I got scars too. Truly though, please find your own sense of self, okay? I appreciate that a lot. Although on second thought, maybe it's not too bad, because you want the person that you're potentially dating to know about the memes. Whatever, fuck it. I can't fix it for you. Good luck out there. This next OP says, if I had $1 for every time I got in a message like this, I'd buy a carton of eggs in 2025. She says, sorry, I like the princess treatment, no less. I won't pretend to know or understand this world, but even I understand that pillow princesses exist, okay? So that's just a thing that you gotta sort through. Good luck out there, enjoy your eggs. This next OP says, we complimented each other. There's a picture of her in a bikini, and OP responds and says, I would push a burning lawnmower through a minefield during a hurricane just for the chance to lick the sand that your butt touched on this beach. And she says, that is the most creative message that I've ever read, laughing with tears. I mean, creative is, you get points for creative. I just hope everything else can stack up. It's okay. Next time she'll say funny or interesting instead of just creative. I just have to try again, but harder. No, but seriously, good luck, OP. Already the dynamic is a little unequal with just the compliments that you gave each other. But I'm sure it's going to work out. Sure it's going to work out and be fine. I don't want to be a negative Nelly. Let's continue on to the next post. This OP says, Tinder, please unban me. Facebook dating is torture. I can only imagine. Creeper says, punch me in the face and then take a leak on me. God, Jesus. OP says, oh, can I really? And he says, I mean, why the hell not? Use me. And OP says, have some self-respect. I mean, that's the whole problem. That's why we're here, essentially. It's too wild. Should I throw it to the AI? I can't help it. I love to hear Gubbins' takes. It's my own morbid curiosity.
This no courtship, this battlefield of shame. Even War Chief no, dignity not something to trade for golden rain. Gubbins.
Even War Chief no? I've never traded my dignity for golden rain. Why would you even imply that, Gubbins? Alright, we're moving on. OP says, I'm ugly, stupid, sexiest dude, or am I just fucking bad in English? I'm in purple. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make some presumptions there. English, not one of the top talents. We couldn't even get the title, for God's sake. Here's a picture. We're gonna redact all that, I guess. And then the girl responds and says, what type of blue collar are you? And he says, I make wooden furniture. It's kind of an art. I'll show you if you're up for it. And she says, I mean, I'm a carpenter by trade. And I'm in school for telecom / electrician, hearts emoji. I do more framing and cabinets and handiwork, smiley face. And he says, well, nice, I think we make a solid team. I do the furniture, you do the framing. Now we just need a project to build together, winky face. Honestly, not going as terribly as I thought. OP holding it together halfway well. I guess he was just nervous in the title, that's why he couldn't form a sentence, right? She says, I've actually been working on plans to start creating furniture. How many years you been at it now? And, random, but what is your ethnicity? OP says, I'm Caucasian, if that matters. But I thought you would have guessed that from the pictures. OP says, yeah, I can see that you're Caucasian, which is a race, thumbs up. But I literally asked your ethnicity, upside down smiley face. Now we get down to the nitty gritty of it. It's not his fault, really. White people have been so butt broken over this stuff. Like, you're not allowed to love England if you're English. Like, I guess that's a story for another day. I say again, it's not his fault. OP says, yeah, fair enough. I guess I flunked the question. Let me redeem myself. I'm French-Canadian. Hopefully that earns me back a few points. You asked mine, and now I'm curious, what's yours? She says, I'm Dominican and Jamaica. Jamaican. So going back, do you only want to work with furniture? OP says, not necessarily, but it's what I like the most. I could do carpentry, other stuff like that, but my thing is building furniture from start to finish. There's nothing more satisfying than turning a bunch of planks into a beautiful piece of furniture. I could teach you how to make furniture. It's the second time you've offered. She didn't respond well the first time, so maybe make a note of that.
Dude, she's just not.
But in exchange, you'd have to teach me Spanish or Portuguese. Deal? It's giving desperation. How about we have our first lesson in person? Coffee, bit of furniture talk, bit of language exchange, and maybe some flirting if we're feeling productive, winky face. And she said, Lamau, so you're basically trolling me, or are you ignorant? I'm telling you. Here it comes. Yeah, you suck at English. It's not really sucking at English. It's about reading the cues that you were literally given a few minutes ago. So yeah, the only one surprised by this is OP, essentially. What an idiot! OP says, I'm not trolling you. I'm genuinely interested. I thought we had a good vibe, and I'd be down to meet up if you are. And she says, dude, I literally told you multiple times, I'm a carpenter by trade, which means I'm a professional carpenter, educated, licensed, unionized, well-trained, meaning literally I can do everything from furniture cabinets to building literal houses with my hands from the framing up. So you saying that you're going to teach me is beyond hilarious. 2, where did you even get Portuguese from? Jesus. Yeah, it's gone off the handle a little bit, I'll say. But this is also why the word mansplaining came about, much as I hate that fucking word. Like, you literally don't expect that she'll be able to do furniture? Oh, you just do framing. Framing's for girls, but I build manly furniture. I build dollhouse furniture. It's the manliest thing in the world. Ugh. All of a sudden, OP trying real hard to reel this shit back in. He says, I know I was just joking around, but I guess I'm not translating it right so you'd understand it well. I mean, I'm a French Canadian. I hope I didn't offend you. Boy, oh boy. This trash fire's only heating up. She says, how was that a joke? And he says, I was just kidding, but I guess I'm bad in English. She says, sweetheart, you tried to offend me and I just laughed at you. Still didn't tell me what part of it is a joke. Upside down smiley. And he says, I wasn't trying to offend you. In fact, I'm just a dumbass, I guess. Because I thought you were doing everything but furniture, but I'm glad it could make you laugh. This shit's over, bro. Pack it in. She's not laughing. You want to include yourself in the joke? That shit's too late. It's out the window. OP says, carpenter by trade. With the clapping emojis. That means I cannot get my certification without learning how to build furniture. You literally could have Googled carpenter by trade, meaning you have a disgusting ego. I mean, you're not completely faultless either, but yes, I do agree that it's best you both part ways now. OP says, yeah, I guess I should have done that. No, you don't need to fucking Google anything that your date mentions. That's weird. Just read the room, please. She says, and then you're talking about what do I need to trade and do for you and flirting. Ugh, vomit emoji. Take your sexism somewhere else, bro. Like we're having a clean, normal conversation about furniture. Like you are being creepy. Ick. Damn, bro. She laid it down really flat. But please, give me a pass. I am French-Canadian. Have you never seen the Pepe Le Pew cartoons?
I am Pepe Le Pew, your lover.
LP says, I understand what you're saying, and it wasn't meant to be sexist at all, but I know you won't believe me anyway, so I wanted to say that I'm really sorry and that I'll leave you alone. Well, yeah, that's the decent move, at least. I guess I wasn't reading all the, like, what do I need to trade with you as, like, horrible and transactional. But it is. Like, yeah, there's some subtext there. She's not comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with it. OP is way too fucking comfortable with it, so I don't know. Maybe take some of those criticisms on board, and next time we can apply it and do a little bit better. Fingers crossed. Anyway. Next post. God forbid women age. Really? God forbid that? Can I get in on that? I don't want to age either. OP says, you didn't look at my age until after we were matched? And he said, I saw that you were cute / someone I'd take out first. That mean you like older? OP says, well, if I showed up in your feed, then it can be assumed that you have your age preferences set young. I don't have an age preference. He says, well, a guy can dream. I think most guys would love to go out with someone younger. Yeah, so we could talk about Taylor Swift, that new up-and-coming rap guy nobody will remember in 2 years. I don't know. OP says, can you elaborate on that? I'm just curious. And he said, you're like 18 years younger than me. Women my age have started to show their age. A 24-year-old is young, full of energy, and generally far more beautiful than an older woman. My opinion.
Nobody asked for your opinion. Whee!
Yeah, okay, well, I guess if that's all you're looking for, I think the ideal way is to, build a relationship, fall in love with the person inside the human shell that you're looking at, intertwine your spirits together over the course of decades instead of, just like a weekend to a couple months of fun. But it's fine, whatever, it's fine. People play the game in different ways. Who am I to say boo? I mean, I hate to speak in generalities. Well, who am I kidding? Actually, I love it. But dudes that date younger chicks generally seem to, be immature themselves. You don't have much else going on, do you? Somebody your age isn't going to be impressed by the things that you've built. Just speaking in generalities. If you identify with that, that's not my fault. Next post. This OP says, I bought Tinder Gold because I was told that I finally had a like on my profile. Turns out as soon as I made the purchase, the like disappeared. I think I just got scammed out of $30. What should I do? Learn a lesson. Don't let yourself get scammed out $30 next time. What the fuck? If you're paying for anything on a dating app, mistake. But hey, I mean, you're only $30 in the hole. Why not click the boost me? You can get seen up to 10 more times for only $30 more every single month. Why not pay us a few thousand a year? I'm sure you'll get a date eventually. Oh, I'm depressed now. Anyway, next post. This OP said, I'm amazed how quickly this got weird. I like that. He says, hey, kitty emoji, peach emoji. Which already, a couple of red flags. She says, hey, how's it going? And he says, good, you? She says, busy, but overall good. Doing anything fun this weekend? He said, not really, but I feel like being bad. And she said, what did you have in mind? And he said, a three-way devil emoji. Okay. Good luck with all that. It's going to be me, myself, and I. Me, righty, and lefty. We're all going. Draw a little eyeball on your hand. Stick some fake eyelashes on there. Her name is Jennifer Lopez.
I don't think Kyle likes you, Miss Lopez. Oh, that makes me muy triste.
Our next OP says, this profile, though. 27-year-old doctor from Harvard University, 2014. Yeah, I believe all that. My bio. Make me laugh and I might let you steal my hoodie. Insta is here. Girlfriend must be obedient, virgin, or at least never had heartbroken. What? I want an untouched girl in a glass case that I can take the plastic off myself. It's like, real girls don't come with plastic. Obsessed with me. Domestic, cooks, cleans, gives me massages. Doesn't go out, doesn't party, doesn't hang out with single friends. Petite, 18. Okay, wow. Okay, well, good luck with all that, I guess. You think he's actually a doctor? Dude, are doctors this insecure? I don't think he's a doctor. This is the type of person who ain't ever built shit and is always terrified of somebody who has. I could just smell it on ya. It's not great. A stinky cologne. We'll move along. This OP says, definitely in the top 5 wildest things I've seen on here. All I ask is that you get me pregnant. You don't have to pay child support. You can literally block me afterwards. I just want a baby. Wow, that, no. I'm sorry. Any progeny that I put into the world, I want to make sure that they're not raised by a single mother. I want to make sure that they're well tended and cared for and have everything that they need. Not to mention, like a year or two after that kid pops out, she's gonna change her mind. She's gonna catch up to you in court. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, good luck. Keep your head on a swivel out here, fellas. Let's keep it moving. This OP said her prompt said she had ADHD. OP said, I thought I had ADHD until just now, cause all I can focus on is you, winky face. It's not bad, honestly. She says, I like that. You definitely have my attention. Yeah, well, we'll probably squander it immediately, but I do appreciate the momentary attention, really, I do. And I appreciate you guys watching the video up until this point. Sign up on the Patreon and YouTube memberships. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, wherever else you want. We got a fourth wall if you like some merch, Amazon affiliate link, plenty of ways you could help out. But even if you don't do any of that, I just want to remind you, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy. You definitely deserve it, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.